All right, guys, we are checking out one of the new 7 world wonders. We've arrived at Chichen Itza. Chichen Itza is about an hour drive outside of Merida, Mexico, in the state of Yucatan. It's located just minutes from the small town of Piste, which thrives from the nearly 3 million tourists who visit Chichen Itza each year. It's a very popular day trip for visitors from Cancun. It was designated a new world wonder in 1988. The entry fee is 480 pesos, which is about 25 US dollars, and it's paid via 2 different windows, one for state and one for federal. Now, you can hire a guide on the spot or feel free to explore on your own. Our driver was a credentialed tour guide, so he was able to enter with us and give us a tour. The fee is 45 pesos, about 2 US dollars, for bringing a DSLR or GoPro to use on the property. The best time to visit is right when it opens at 8 a.m. As you can see, not very many people here. Now, this that we're walking on right now used to be a road. It used to be accessible by car. So there was a time when you could actually drive right up to the massive El Castillo, also known as the Temple of Kukulkan, and simply park your car right outside and run up the steps. But in an effort to preserve the site, of course, the roads were closed off, and those are now for pedestrians only. Just a few years ago, they also stopped letting tourists walk up the steps to the top again in order to preserve those. On the sides there, the steps have not been redone, but they have up the front side, where you will see here in just a few moments. You can see the erosion on the sides. The temple has 365 steps, one for each day of the year. Each side of the temple has 91 steps, and the top of the platform completes the 365th. So devising the 365-a-day calendar was just one of the feats of the Maya science. Twice a year on spring and autumn equinoxes, shadow falls on the pyramid in the shape of a serpent, and as the sun sets, the shadow of the snake joins the stone serpent head at the base of the pyramids. The Maya had very advanced astronomical skills. They were able to predict solar eclipses, and you can still see the sophisticated observatory structure on the site today. So here on this side of El Castillo, you'll find the base of the original temple build, which was later abandoned and rebuilt for better placement with the sun. You can also, at several other spots here on the site, see the chacmol up close. These were statues of a man reclining back, and it was used as a conveyance to present sacrifices and offerings to the gods. So you'll also see some of the residual colors here on this particular building. You see the chacmol right here out in front, up and close personal. You can see that, where they set the offerings right in that little bend area. And then you can also, as I said, see the residual colors of the structures all around El Castillo. These paints were made with fruits and other natural colorings that they put together, and they just kind of figured it out as they, just kind of mixed colors and things like that. So you can see a little bit of paint here on the side of the building. It's a little bit more noticeable if you're up a little bit closer to it. So down the walkway, though, here you'll see a lot of the vendors setting up early. We got here right when it opened, so the vendors weren't set up just yet, but they're all getting all set up. But as you make your way to the cenote, you see them in the complex. Now, you are probably going to hear jaguars crying out, but don't be afraid. It's just a trinket that the vendors try to sell you. So when you reach the cenote, you want to make sure that as you approach it, you take a look on the right-hand side. You'll see a platform, and on that platform is where it is believed that they did their sacrifices and their offerings to the god of rain, as you can see right here. So we reach to the top. Swimming is not allowed in this particular cenote, although you probably wouldn't want to. As you take a look at the water here, they did find many different bones in this particular cenote, ranging from animals to adults and even children. So Chichen Itza had a very large ball court. We're going to take a look at that in just a moment as we approach it. Here is yet another example of some of the carvings here at Chichen Itza. Lots of beautiful structures still up here, and you can see a lot of the carvings. And as I mentioned, still a little bit of residual paint. And you can also see where they marked some of the places where they marked to kind of show off, really, for the battles and all of the different kind of struggles that they won. So Chichen Itza is actually one of the largest pre-Columbian cities, and it's here just outside, about an hour from Merida, Mexico. It's great for a day trip. It's a very popular place. It's probably the most crowded place that we've been, although it's not very crowded. But this is a great place to come and take a tour of this archaeological wonder of the world. So you can see here where they have these structures. These are carved in, these skulls, but they used to actually use the real skulls of those that they beat in battle, and they would just kind of showcase them by putting them up like this. These particular ones are carved in instead of using the real ones. Hey guys, so I'm standing here in the famous ball court at Chichen Itza. I'm going to show you guys around here, but so incredible to listen to the acoustics here. You can kind of hear them a little bit around me, but also to see how they played. Well, it wasn't really a game per se, as usually somebody ended up as a sacrifice, but very interesting information here. I'll show you guys around and I'll tell you a little bit more about it. So this Chichen Itza ball court is actually one of the largest known in the Americas, measuring 554 feet long by 231 feet wide. And during the ritual games here, again, I'm using that term games very lightly, the players tried to hit a 12-pound ball through the stone hoops you see up here on the right hand side. They were up on the court walls. The people would be up at the very top of the wall cheering, and the players would be down below jockeying. The competition was very, very intense, as the loser was usually used as a sacrifice and put to death. So that was depicted a lot here on the walls as well. Very tough competition indeed. So here's a look at kind of the outside of that large ball court area. Chichen Itza was more than just a religious site, though. It was the urban hub of regional trade, and after centuries of prosperity and absorbing influxes of other cultures like the Toltecs, the city came to a mysterious end. The city was abandoned in the 1400s, and they left behind their artwork and their incredible architecture for us to enjoy. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll catch you on our next trip.